Zeus here. Welcome to the Global Peace Project, and today happens to be the day of your amazing good fortune. Why? Because of love. And that's what the title of this is going to be, is love. And so what I had to do is, how do I find this stuff out, right? I mean, literally, how do you find out what love is other than the emotion of it? And to be truthful, I have considered love in a way that, say, I would make mistakes sometimes, and I would actually continue to think about that mistake over and over again and beating my ass for it, right? Like, you should have fucking known better, mate. And a lot of people say that. And it's interesting to note that in scientific discoveries today, and we're just talking about quantum mechanics, think about it. The reality that you're walking into, if you're a busy motherfucker, and most people are super busy because they're being called in so many different directions, they gotta figure out how to do this, and one path does not fit fucking all, right? It doesn't. It can't, because the perceptual value of that individual and your actual energetic signature in the space and possibly whatever you consider time is what we've created for us to experience this, because we are the God particle. Now, why do these things seem so, I mean, when you listen to it, why does it seem like it is just like, oh yeah, I already knew that. But you did already know it, but you didn't know what you didn't know because you didn't actually practice it, because you didn't know what you didn't know, right? And that is the key to life, because I don't know what I don't know. And please, I am not a doctor. I'm not a, what you'd say, scientist that's on paper with credentials or anything like that. My name is Zeus, was Dwayne William, I'd say Dwayne hyphen William full colon Stearman, which makes me into a lodial fact rather than babble, right? And all the other bullshit where they put your name in caps, which is known as nom nagere. Check it out, please. And whereas nom nagere, it says that you're a dead person because it's on a tombstone. So anything that they put your name in nom nagere is they're creating what's called, or they do it in a different way, you know, they do it in all different ways. So putting your name in, you're like, well, that's not putting me. But you still answer to it. So now, like a dog, they create a straw man fictional character, and they make money off of that fictional character. And believe me, I've got lots of fictional characters out there that I've actually seen. Ones that have adopted various different Facebook pages that I had that I got ousted out of when I got up to like 10,000 followers. And because of my ignorance, I allowed them in the door and they changed the passwords, and then I had no ability to get it back because I didn't have the same phone number, which they changed the phone number inside there. Now, if they required them to give a picture of the set person that was using the product, that was accessing it, now that right there would be a model that would take away most people that are actually doing something that maybe is of ill repute. Now, is my acknowledgement of that happening now creating more of it? And that's a question that we always ask ourselves when we realize that we, inside this field of energy, are now noticing the very essence of what we believe the world to be. That's why they say, if you change the way you look at the world that you see will be different, right? Is that the way? If you change the way you see the world you see changes. That's the way I think it was really posted as. And the truth be known as, no two eyes see things the same way. And in epigenetics, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Biology of Belief. It's on YouTube. There's actually a book. I actually rented it from the library and perused it, I think, about 1,000 times. Not saying that I've memorized it, but I did memorize it because I have a photographic memory, just like you do. just not a trained memory at that level, right? But I do now today have that. I can just look at a word and it's already in my subconscious brain. And my brain works 100% of the time. And the more information you put into your brain on a positive note, it doesn't have to factor in or create other stimuli in order to have an experience. And that's one of the reasons why, if you ask yourself 5 different questions in the morning time, just write them down with white paper, no lines, blue ink, subconscious blueprinting from the book The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz. Subconscious blueprinting. It's just that simple, right?
That was easy.
And when you understand how easy the things are, because you are the commander of your life, you have the ability to take full authority over the 50, 60 trillion cells that are in your body that are made up of 7.5 billion atoms to the power of 10. And each atom has been marked out as making 1.4 kilohertz of electricity, which is not much because all it is an electrical frequency that's vibrating and rotating in a secular fashion. But there's 7.5 billion to a power of 10 in every atom, and the human, which Coptic Old Latin, taken out of the schools some 400 years ago, stands for light being or God being. You take whichever one that you feel comfortable. But you are a creation of the One, which is in everything and is the very atoms itself. There's only one energy source, and it's all alive. If it's made by the energy source, it is alive. It all has a conscious understanding. Now, this is something I've been thinking, and you know what? This is my video, and I can put it out there. We don't even see, I think it's like 0.00135 of the known light spectrum scale. It's not even 0.5% of reality that you can see in the light frequency that you're at. But your eyes do take in every piece. So at some level, there's a conscious reasoning of that and possibly a living force of you in that area. So again, this could be like 480 billion pieces of you in what's called the holosphere, which is created by the thoughts that you think. Okay? And in the thoughts you think, part of you travels down that reality by you speaking it, right? And based upon the vibrational frequency that you set of yourself on a morning basis for the life experience for the now, is the vibrational frequency that you can actually exist in. And this is how you quantum jump into a different reality of self, because self is always there. And I think it's really crazy to say, but in life, the only death that I see is the death that I believe that really happens, but there is no such thing as death. It's always life upon life, right? Life upon life. But my interpretation now is based upon the factors that I have trained my own mind to see and receive. Well, I'm going to stop this right about here just for the fact that I don't want to put too much information out there, because sometimes I can be really, really heavy. And I've heard it taught that if you give way too much information, it will be a turn-off to people. Why? Because it hurts. Sometimes it hurts to learn if your brain is stagnant. And the stagnancy of a brain is one that's not practicing reading every day, not doing the things that it needs to do to stimulate your mind, because your mind is everything around you. Stuck into secular traps. And my next video I'm going to do is on secular traps. The trapping of the mind. Can they get you trapped? Do you think so? So I was talking about love, and it all broached into this here, but the whole thing is the core essence of everything is love. And now, as a creator, which you are a creator whether you know it or not, you'll always get what you think about most of the time. You follow a man's path, And you normally get what they get because you see in it and you're actually following their path and you believe that, well, hell, he did it and he came from the same place I did. That's the first concept. Who do you listen to? Anybody that has what you want has been where you've been. Anybody that's had what you has what you want, they personally have it. And they've been where you've been. And they're showing you the path to get there. And guess what? It works. It's the first concept of life. Anybody that has what you want and has been where you've been is the person that you follow after. And normally it's yourself. How do I feel? Because if you don't feel good doing it, it is not sustainable. If you're doing a job that you fucking hate, you're gonna die soon because your body is telling you, I don't want to be here. And you're giving up your life for money. Look at me. Anyway, love you, and I bless you all. If you've got anything from this and you're still here, man, and you're not signed up, come on, sign up. Share it with your friends, right? And if you want to do a donation to the Global Peace Project, the name Global Peace Project with the money sign is my Cash App. You're more than welcome to donate. If you want to get the book, The Question, I'm going to change the name to The Question because I've seen some insights on it and we're actually updating it so that it can be more beneficial. I don't want something that's just going to be something for you to read and then poop out. It's a workbook. And it's going to change lives because it changed mine when I initially seen it. I was like, oh my gosh. Opened my brain up and said, oh, this is the only moment that I have. This is it, baby. This is it. What do you do for planning? You know what? I don't think God really wanted us to plan a whole bunch. Now we can actually say, I want to build a house. And yes, that's going to take planning and stuff like that. To build a life, the life that I want a life that's magical, it's full of miracles. I don't want to program everything because you know what? My programming is definitely not as good and as beautiful and as vast and as important as the universe and what it has in store for us because no eye has seen, no ear has heard what the glory of God has for his children. And he loves every one of us and he is nothing but love. That's what Jesus said. And in essence, you're his child, so are you. So now this is the answer to love. What is love? You are love. I am love. And when I'm catering to love and I'm in love, it feels really good. But when I don't, it doesn't feel good. That's the clue right there. And all it is a thought in the mind. As above, so below. The thoughts in the mind trigger the heart. If I'm thinking shareable, loving, caring thoughts, what can I do for people? How can I help myself? How can I help others? Then what happens is my heart gets filled with love. And then as within, so without. So I send out this frequency and like minds are always attracted to it. And I bless every one of you because I know that you're like minds. Anyway, love you.